Hi everyone and welcome to Healthy Cooking with Shayda today. Erin, it's a pleasure as always to have you, and do we have anybody on that can tell us whether they can hear us or see us? I know we go through this every time, but I just want to make sure that there's people online.
So there's somebody on. Can you hear Shayda and see Shayda?
And you know there's always a delay, so that's always understandable.
And there's a few more people.
A few more are joining, so we'll wait a little bit. Anything on there?
Not
they
yet.
can see or hear us?
I like your top though.
Oh, thank you.
It's cute. I like the color.
All right, so perhaps we'll get started.
I can hear and see you from Shelly.
Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As you guys know, I was really excited this week because the Health and Science magazine came out, and they featured my recipes in this wonderful magazine of theirs. And if you haven't subscribed to them, I highly recommend it. So I am truly honored and flattered that they posted my recipes, and I hope those of you that already have this, I hope that you will enjoy it. And if you do make any of these recipes, please make sure you tag me. And if you do have any questions regarding the recipes that are on here, just go ahead and message me, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. So that's my exciting news for today.
It's so exciting.
This week. It was exciting.
I got it in the mail, and I didn't realize that was
yeah,
and so I was like just looking through it, and I go, oh my gosh, Josh, it's Shayda.
And I don't know if you guys know, but they do have a conference coming up. I believe it's June 19th or the 20th for that weekend. It's going to be in Cleveland, Ohio, and I know myself and Erin will be there. So if some of you guys come, hey, it's going to be one big party, and it's an absolutely wonderful conference with many speakers, and they have a beautiful buffet for lunch, breakfast, and dinner, and it's completely SOS free. For those of you that are joining us and don't know what SOS stands for, it is salt, oil, and sugar free. So it's really kind of nice to go to a conference and not have to worry about the food and not have to worry about, oh my God, what are we going to do? So it's all taken care of for us today. So we're going to put that aside. So what I'm going to make for you guys today is, I was telling Erin as she came in that I'm kind of like throwing things together. A lot of you have been asking me about steaming the vegetables or the kabocha squash, and about this particular steamer basket. So I'm going to go through it with you guys, and then we're also going to make an edamame quinoa salad, which is with tahini, lemon tahini dressing. So right now the water is boiling in there.
You can hear it.
You can hear it. So what I have is raw cauliflowers. We're going to toss that in there. And then I also have the rainbow carrots. So I'm going to toss that in there. What I love about this size is how big it is, and how I can fit a lot of stuff in here. And all we're going to do, how easy is that? I mean, and as you guys all know, when I make food, I want it to be colorful. I just love the rainbow of colors. Don't ask me why, and then some of you have been texting me and messaging me that I'm always posting, steamed vegetables or no starch with it and no rice with it, nothing with it. And it's because what I've started doing is that I'm eating my heavier meals at lunch. And when I'm at lunch, it's usually typically at work. So at work, I will have a big, large salad, and I'll have my potatoes or my squash or my rice that's within my salad, or I'll have my soup. And typically, I'm eating a very light meal. And when I was at True North just about a month ago, I was reading Dr. Greger's book, How Not to Diet. And he was emphasizing that we should really load up our calories at the beginning of the day and eat much lighter at the end of the day. And I've always been that, because in the Middle East, where I come from, and my mom and everybody, that's how we ate. Our breakfast was relatively small, But our lunches were really big, and dinner was typically something really light, something really small. So I've always maintained that, and I'm not one to really eat a big dinner just because I don't feel good, and I want to make sure that when I'm going to sleep that my tummy's full, but it's also light, and I sleep better when I eat light. So not to fear, and the other reason that I'm posting a lot of vegetables is because I want you guys to see that it really is not that hard to get 1 to 2 pounds of vegetables in a day. You could make it as easy as you want or as hard as you want, but having the steamed vegetables, or whether you're microwaving it or steaming it on the stovetop, or using, I have another steamer cooker that I have at work, whether you're using it anyone is going to work. So we could take a look at this right now, and you could see that it's starting to do its thing. And one other thing that I love about the steamer basket is I can control how crunchy it's going to be, how al dente it's going to be. I used to find that when I used to put this in the pressure cooker, things came out really mushy. I don't like mushy. I just don't. What about you? How do you like your vegetables?
No, I don't like mushy vegetables.
Right? It's something a little bit more al dente is really nice.
Unless you're blending it into a soup, like a puree. But yeah, I like them crisp.
But if you're doing something like this, this is much nicer. And that's why I love the steamer basket, because I can control how crispy I want it. Because sometimes you want it very crispy. Sometimes if I'm not feeling well, or you have a toothache or something, you might want it really mushy. So. And you can do, and we're going to later on do kabocha squash in here too. So I have done potatoes, kabocha squash, vegetables. I've taken cabbage, you name it, and I'll throw it in here and I'll steam it. And it really doesn't take that long. The longest part is waiting for the water to boil. But once you get that going, it goes pretty quickly. So do we have any thoughts or comments or questions?
Let's see. So, Lusa said, I love you, Shayda. Is it Lusa? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hi, Shayda, says Judy. Sherry, hi, everyone. I can see and hear you fine. Hi, Shayda, watching from Maryland. Suzanne says, hi, Shayda.
Hi, Suzanne.
Congrats on the recipes from Judy.
Oh, thank you.
Sherry says she received her issue and the recipes look delicious. Lydia said that's how she eats, so she's talking about the vegetables there, I think, right, or the lunch, the meal.
The meal.
Timing.
The heavier, to me, it just is. It's better to have the heavier meals, and that's why at night when I come home, I want to make sure like I'm presenting to you guys what I'm eating for dinner on a nice plate and it's presented nicely. So that's why a lot of times you'll see. But listen, if I finish all my vegetables and I'm still hungry, I'm not shy about having a little bit of soup or a little bit of rice or a small potato. I just don't want to eat heavy at night. And I'm finding that works for me. But we all have to do what works, because nobody should go to bed hungry. That's for sure. So.
Shelley says she hates mushy vegetables.
Right on, girl. Me too.
Lydia wants to know, where did you get your steamer?
Okay, so if you go to Healthy Cooking my Healthy Cooking with Shayda page, there's a link in there that's for my Amazon affiliate, my favorites. And the steamer basket is in there.
And it's a great basket. I got it.
You got it too? I know Sandra Cox uses it too. She loves it. So it's pretty, what I love about it is the size of it.
Yeah.
Because look.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest one I've seen. That's a lot of vegetables.
Well, there's a lot of us here tonight that's going to be eating. So, but
Tammy says hello from Tammy and Tom.
Hi, Tammy and Tom. I'm going to be seeing them pretty soon. I'm so excited because I don't know how many of you guys are going on the Vegan Holistic Holiday Cruise, and I think that's coming up on the February, I'm forgetting my days, I think 19th or 20th or something like that, but I know Tammy and Tom are going, so that's going to be really exciting to spend a whole week with them.
Where do you go on the cruise?
We're going to the Caribbean, so we'll be in Puerto Rico, St. Martin, Bahamas. Hey, there's a couple of more places.
Nice and tropical.
Nice and tropical, yes. So, yeah, the weather's going to be, God willing, the weather's going to be nice. So,
yeah,
it's going to be fun. Next year, you need to go with us. So, That's what you need to work on.
There we go. Melinda says, "Hi Shayda,
Hi,
recipes
Melinda.
are looking great. Excited they published them for you."
I hope you guys try them because some of them, like the lentil stew that me and Grandma used to make, it is absolutely delicious. And some of the spices that you guys are noticing in there, like it's called advier. Some of the spices and the pomegranate paste and all that, again, you can find that in my Amazon favorites page. You can find it in there. You can directly order it. So, but if you live near a Middle Eastern store, the Middle Eastern stores will have all that stuff except for the pomegranate paste. They will have the pomegranate paste, but the problem with theirs is they add sugar to it. If you're okay with that, then I highly recommend you get that, but the brand you need to get is Cortez. That's the brand because it's a little bit more on the sour side. It's a better brand. But if you want to leave the sugar out, which I do, then the only place I have been able to find it is on Amazon. And again, I posted the link in my Amazon favorites so you guys can have an easier time. And then that one is just a pure pomegranate paste with no sugar added.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Tammy says she got her NHA magazine today. Nice article.
Thank you, Tammy June. So you see, this isn't taking that long. Like if you like it like this, we can take it out. If you want it a little bit more done, do you want to taste one and see if you want it a little bit more?
I'm gonna
Sure
do it
you
with a fork.
do.
Yeah.
I'm like, sure you do. I might just need a little bit here. We'll give you a little. Ow, my hand is burning.
I know, don't burn yourself. A little carrot. And
Try a little carrot. just don't
burn myself.
yourself. Exactly. That's not what we're trying to do. You want me to take it out?
I think it's good like that.
Huh?
I think it's good like that.
All right, so we're gonna take it out.
I like a little crisp, and they'll cook a little bit more once you take it off, right?
Oh yeah, so we're gonna take it out and we're gonna then add the kabocha squash to it. This is my favorite spatula. This was my grandmother's. This is how we do when I'm making Persian rice and all that. This is what we use.
So Sherry says, I fill a large thermal with boiling water every morning and use it throughout the day. It makes cooking a bit faster and nice for herbal tea.
I agree with you.
That's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Tammy says she's starting to pack and needs help for the cruise.
I'll help you, Tammy. I'm so excited.
Janet says, Shayda, this looks so healthy and yummy. Hi, Janet.
But I'm telling you guys, you need to start eating a lot of vegetables. You know, everybody's asking, like, how do I keep my weight off? Well, this is it. So look, doesn't that look beautiful?
Wow.
Well, now you're getting steam into the...
I know.
So now, what I'm gonna...
I love kabocha
We're gonna put the
squash.
kabocha squash in there.
It's such a pretty color.
Right? Now the kabocha squash, I am not strong enough and I can't cut it in half when it's completely raw. Even though Chef Ramses from True North, he showed us how to do it, I still had a little bit of a hard time. So I go ahead and put it in the microwave for like 6 minutes, depending on the size of the kabocha. If it's really a small kabocha, I'll do it for 3 or 4 minutes. This was a pretty big kabocha, so I did it for 6 minutes. And what that does, and the other reason I didn't put everything in there is because sometimes it'll steam better with a little bit less in there. But what that does is when I steam it or when I microwave it, it helps to cut it much easier. Okay. So then you just cut it in half, take all the seeds out, and you know that there's lines on it. You just start cutting along those lines, and it cuts beautifully. And then you could steam it. So now we're going to move on to the edamame quinoa salad that we're going to make today.
Okay.
And I was trying to find black quinoa. And I was able to order it online, but it's not getting here in time because we wanted it for today. And so what I did is I went to Sprouts and I found Lundberg quinoa. It's a tri-colored quinoa. It's organic, and that's what I got. Their brand is really good. And look, it's nice and fluffy. Where's my little
Spoon?
hold on. Yeah. Look how fluffy this came out.
Pretty.
Right? It's just pretty. So the way that I make my quinoa, I put it in the Instant Pot. So I do 2 cups of quinoa to 3 cups of water, and I close the lid, seal it off, and then I push manual for 2 minutes. And that's it. I walk away and let the pressure come down naturally. Once you're able to open it and the pressure has come down, then you take a fork and fluff it while it's inside and then dump it over and you've got your quinoa. It is super easy to make. So 2 ways of doing it. I do it with water, but you could do it with broth if you like. So completely your choice of how you wanna do it.
Mm-hmm.
The way this recipe came about, you guys, is just basically what I had at home, and that's what we're doing. Because I tell Erin, I'm like, I don't have a recipe, but I'm just going to take whatever I have at home. And right now, I really love having quinoa. And like I said, I love color. So we're going to add carrots to it, just to make it colorful.
You do have the most colorful food, I think.
You think so? I try. We're going to add a bell pepper. We're going to add edamame. This is like, you know, like a Buddha bowl,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Is it fresh edamame or frozen?
It was frozen that I steamed for about 5 minutes. We're adding the purple cabbage. This is the heirloom tomatoes that come in different colors, because you know me, I like my colors. Doesn't that look pretty already?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to add, after I toss it, I'm going to add some cilantro to it. So,
Alicia wants to know what the ratio was for the quinoa. It's 2 parts to 1 part water?
yes.
Or 1 part?
It's one cup of quinoa to 2 cups of water. But for the amount that I'm making for tonight, I did 2 cups of quinoa to
4 cups water?
no, 3 cups of water.
Oh, okay. So you reduce the
Don't
water.
be giving out the wrong measurement, and then they're going to come back and yell at me. I got to keep an eye on her.
2 cups, 2 cups quinoa, 3 cups water.
Right, so we're going to add some cilantro.
JP's on.
Hi, JP.
Hi, JP. Hi, Elvia. Elvia says hi.
Hi.
Oh, shoot.
So we're going to... Now, if you guys don't like edamame, a lot of people are allergic to soy and whatnot, add green peas. You can add...
So pretty.
Huh?
It's pretty.
It's like a party. It's a quinoa fiesta party.
Lydia says she loves your dishes. Tammy says that is beautiful.
Thank you.
It is beautiful.
And again, you know what? Everything's interchangeable. You don't want to put tomatoes? Don't put tomatoes. You can put avocados. You can put green cabbage. You don't have to use purple cabbage. You don't have to use cilantro. You can use mint. You can use parsley. You can use whatever you want. This is the beauty of making that Buddha bowl or whatever it is you were making. Like, again, I don't know what we're making, because literally we came home to see what we had, and this is what we had, so this is what we're doing. But that's it. So let's check on our kabocha and see how that's doing. So it still needs more. See?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it still needs more. So we're going to make a lemon tahini salad dressing.
Okay.
Okay? And what... Oh, I forgot. Erin gave me this wonderful season. It's called the Bohemian Blend. And what's in here is crushed brown mustard seed, garlic, rosemary, black pepper, Mediterranean thyme, savory parsley, and lavender sage. This spice is from Savory Spice. It's salt-free. It is absolutely delicious. And the way I like it is I like to put it on top of my vegetables.
Yeah.
Right? I should have
It's a
done it
good
while it
spice.
was, huh?
It is a good spice.
It's a wonderful spice, but I love it on vegetables. Absolutely love it. And I saw it right now, and I'm like, wait, I was supposed to use this.
So Ramses says, I don't know what's sexier, you or the food.
Wow, really? Thanks, Ramses, for making me blush. That's really good.
Lydia says, yummy.
All right, so let's make the lemon tea. On that note, let's make the lemon tahini dressing.
So Leanne says, fresh lime squeezed over it would be yummy.
Oh, absolutely. If you just want to keep it simple and just pour fresh lime juice, and then if you're going to put the lime juice on top of it, make sure you do the zest as well, because the zest just adds a whole nother level of flavor to it. It is absolutely delicious. So, in this one, we're going to do a 1/4 cup of toasted sesame seeds, which I toasted myself. Okay.
Ramses wants to know, do you deliver?
If you lived closer, yes, I would. We're going to add 1 garlic clove. We're going to add 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice. This is fresh. Actually, this is lime juice. But you could do it with lemon juice as well. And we're also going to add a 1/4 cup of water. And that's it. It's a simple recipe. My mom actually really loves this on her. My mother does not like vegetables. It's been 8 years and she still bitches and complains about eating her vegetables in the morning. Guess what? She's getting it down with this dressing. So, and what I'm using is this blender called Tri-Best. Actually, is Ramses still on?
I think so.
So Ramses, when are you going to come over so we can have a guest chef on Healthy Cooking with Shayda? So you can cook in the kitchen.
There you go.
There you go.
JP says, what? Tell your mom to eat her greens. Ramses says yes.
JP, you need to come over here. Honestly, this is the only way she'll eat her greens. No, she eats her greens, but honestly, I think she likes it better when there's a sauce on there. So she likes this dressing, and I'll make it for her. So you want to keep blending this until this gets really smooth. And if you're wondering what this blender is, it's called Tri-Best. And again, it's on my Amazon favorite page just because I actually love this brand because it's small and I can make, a small amounts of dressing. I don't have to mix anything big. And it's nice. So that's it.
Yeah.
But the thing that I do is I don't want to pour the dressing all on top of it. I think it's better when you just do it yourself on the amount you want because I don't like things that are too soggy. And I don't want the quinoa to get really soggy. And it's not a dressing that you don't need to coat this. Like a little bit just goes really a long way, and it's really nice. So we're gonna leave that, and then we'll take a picture of the plate in this final with a little bit of the dressing, so you guys can see. Let's see if our kabocha is almost ready. I got hooked on kabocha when I was at True North. Oh my God! Since I've been back from True North, I cannot stop eating kabocha. It's absolutely delicious, full of fiber and nutrient, and I just can't say enough about it. And it's just Okay, so I'm going to admit, I like it better than potatoes. Some of you guys may get mad, but I'm sorry. I really do like it better than potatoes.
I love
Now look,
squash.
our fork is going through.
Mm-hmm.
My hand is
Careful.
burning, but the fork is going through. So see how it's starting to come apart?
So now it's done?
So now it's done. It's ready to go. One thing I will say is the skin is actually pretty delicious, but make sure you buy organic. And when you buy organic, then that way you can eat the skin as well. Because people have been asking me, can you eat the skin?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. It just needs, I prefer it to be, or if you don't care, then that's fine. But I prefer...
Definitely organic if you can.
Yeah, definitely organic if you can, because it'll be better for you. But you still need to wash it and do what you need to do with it. Wash out our skin and all that. But yeah, so our kabocha is ready. I'm going to plate the kabocha and we'll see if there's any other...
Ramses said, I got you hooked on it.
You did! Oh my God, and Ramses, oh my God, I love that red curry kabocha, but I can't find it anywhere. And I'm thinking it's out of season over here. I don't know, but I absolutely love it.
So Lydia wants to know how you store your sesame seeds. Do you freeze them?
I only buy the amount that I need. So I will buy enough for that week if I'm going to be making it. I don't buy, but if I have whether it's sesame seeds or cashews or whatever, if I'm not using it, then yes, I store it in the freezer. That's what I do.
Roxanne says, wow, you make your own tahini?
My own what?
Tahini?
Yeah, we've been making tahini since I was a kid, so...
Yeah, I love the color on this squash. So pretty.
I just think it's delicious.
It is delicious.
But I do like it better when someone else makes it for me, so that I will admit to,
Sherry says she has the Tri-Best blender and it travels great.
I agree with her. Absolutely.
Do you always make your own tahini?
Yes. And I want to tell you guys that right now you guys are seeing a lot of my Persian recipes. I have been actively in the kitchen coming up with more Persian recipes. And if you live in the Los Angeles area, on March 8th, I am going to be having a new Persian cooking class in Sherman Oaks with 3 brand new recipes that are not out yet. And after that, I've come up with a few more recipes, and we are going to be doing a brand new Persian webinar. But if you live in Orange County or Los Angeles, I really hope that you guys will join. And there's our kabocha.
Nice.
So I'm going to put the other kabochas in there. So I hope you guys can join. I'll be posting about it probably in about a week or so. I haven't done so yet, just because it's a little bit too soon. I actually made something and I want to show you guys. I don't know, my mom says I should show it, but it's not completely ready yet. Mom, should I show it? Come and bring it for me. Huh?
Want a special appearance from Shaheen?
Oh, she's not going to get in front of the camera. I know my mother.
People want to know, how long will the dressing last, the tahini?
It will at least last 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Definitely 3 or 4
Somebody
days.
says, Lydia says, I hope it's veggie stuffed grape leaves.
Ah, okay.
So somebody wants grape leaves.
Okay. So somebody was asking me about, it's called kashke badinjun, which is an eggplant.
Oh, wow.
Which is an eggplant dish. It's actually a dip, right? But it's eggplants, and the white stuff is called kashk, and kashk is made with whey. So because we don't eat any of that, and there's a lot of oil in this, my mom and I last night we finalized. Come in the picture. Come on, you've been helping me. Oh my gosh, she's being shy today. But her and I were actively working last night, and it finally came together. So I know somebody. I don't remember who was asking me about kashke badinjun, but we finally veganized it, SOS freed it, and We finally veganized and SOS-free kuku sabzi, but I don't have that to show you guys. I haven't even posted a picture of it because I know people are going to slam me with recipe, and there's still a little fine tuning that I need to do to it. And as far as the stuffed grape leaves, yes, my aunt and I have done one, and those are all going to be part of the either the cooking class coming up on March 7th or the webinar that we're planning on doing. So those will be coming up soon, and so if you guys have any suggestions or any comments or anything you want me to talk about or demo, I'd be happy to do it. Just message me and let me know.
Melissa says, love your recipe, Shayda.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I get a big kick out of it when you guys make my recipes and you like it, so... Because sometimes, when you're making your own stuff, you're like, oh, it's boring. It's just the same old thing. And so it's really nice.
I would say none of your recipes are boring.
One day you might say it.
They are always delicious. Look how pretty this is. Just to show how pretty Shayda's food is. Like all that
I love
color.
you, Erin. You're like my biggest fan. I absolutely love you.
So colorful.
So, any other comments or questions or anything?
Judy says, I would love to start using rutabagas, but not sure how. Rutabagas, but not sure how.
I think you need to clean them and cut them, and actually, I would use that in the steamer basket. You could steam it, you could mash it, you could use it. There's you can mix that with mash, like when you're making mashed potatoes. You could steam that and put the two together. I'm not a huge fan of rutabagas, so I know AJ uses it a lot. I believe Ramses uses it a lot. But I'm just not a huge fan of rutabagas.
Lydia says, do you make recipes with okra?
Oh, yes. So in the Middle Eastern cuisine, we use a lot of okras, and in fact, in my Persian webinar that I've done, the stew, I teach you how to make okra stew. It's called khorishte bamiye. I have to say the Persian version too, right?
Sounds great.
Yeah. Have you had it?
I think I have had that one because I remember and it's very good.
See, if you guys lived next to me or you lived close to me, you'd be here and tasting all these foods.
Shayda spoils me, that's for sure. Peggy says hello. Brenda says it all looks so great. Laurel says, what do you do with frozen okra and frozen fava beans again?
I make rice with fava beans, and I make with the quinoa. I make it with that too, and then I also with the frozen okra, I make the khoresh de bamiye, what we just talked about, which is the okra stew.
So Ramses said rutabagas.
Rutabagas.
I don't even think I've had a rutabaga. Are nutty in flavor. Mixing celery root with mashed potatoes is also tasty.
Well, there you go. I think that's Ramses needs to do a Facebook Live and teach us more recipes to use rutabagas.
There you go.
There you go. Oh. Hey, when he comes over, that's what we could do.
A rutabagas class.
Do that.
Peggy says okra stew. Have to check out that stew.
Who says that?
Peggy Carter.
Yeah, that's in my stew, my Persian stew webinar. That Gustavo and I did that last year. Yeah, absolutely. And there's also a Persian rice webinar that we did, and the quinoa, the rice with the fava beans and the dill and all that is in that
It's so good.
webinar.
That's a good one.
I think Erin's getting hungry. I need to feed her.
Judy says thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Any other questions for
if
Shayda?
there's nothing else, this is almost done. The kabocha's almost done.
I'll show you the food again.
And our salad is
perfectly
done.
steamed vegetables.
I just think that salad is a big fiesta salad.
Ramses says I'm doing a Facebook Live tomorrow for different ways of cooking greens. 2 p.m. Come join me.
Oh, well, I'm at work at 2 p.m. But I will try, Ramses. I will try. That will be fun. So if there's nothing else, it's been a pleasure having you here this evening. And I know some of you that are on the East Coast, it's kind of late for you guys, so I try not to, go on too long. That's why I try to make quick recipes so that, we could be done within 15, 20, 30 minutes. But I really want to thank you guys for all your love and support. Check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube under Healthy Cooking with Shayda. And again, if there's any questions or anything, I'd be happy to help. But if there's not, then we're going to sign off. And I wish you guys all a very good evening. Take care. Bye.